Gotta let Stevie play a little bit, Terry, right?
He sang at our anniversary.
Okay, you know what?
I know.
You had to come in with a show off, Terry Crews.
I did. I had to brag. Is that a brag? Is that a brag? Stevie Wonder came to my wife and I, our 30th anniversary. And look, we told, because we were shocked. We were like, Stevie, Stevie, now he's been a friend, but you just don't know. You know, he's busy. I don't know. I ain't trying to bother him. He shows up at our party, and I'm like, okay, nobody bother Stevie. I made the commands, right? Don't bother him. Leave him alone. And he turns around. He says, give me my harmonica. I want my harmonica. And we're like, what? Get him his harmonica right now. He starts playing, and he's like, I want a mic. And we give him a mic, and he's singing. He sings Ribbon in the Sky to me and my wife at our anniversary. My mind is blown. I was like, first of all, it was the greatest gift a person could give. One of the top 10 voices in recorded music history.
Hands down.
In the whole world.
Hands down.
In the history of the world.
Hands down.
For him to give us that gift. What can I say? I said, I'm done. The mic is dropped. There's nothing else to do. I told my wife, I was like, babe, what can I get you next time? Like, what can we do next time?
Man, you've been in the Sway in the Morning Show. Terry Crews is here at Heather B Live. He's been on the Sway in the Morning Show a million times every year since we've been on air. He's never shared that story. So thank you for coming through with something special. It's so funny that you walked in with that because we were talking about God. And faith. Yes. And this morning, God put something on my spirit. I was going through a lot. Just found out I lost a friend that I've known since 1989. Didn't want to come to work this morning. Didn't want to be bothered. My mind just started tripping and going down that road we could go down. Yeah. And God said to me, I will not fail you, and I never will. And it just kind of made me get together. And I just kept marching forward and came to work and ended up hearing some stories that I shared with everybody. You and your wife, who, again, I had the opportunity to meet from being here at SiriusXM, has always celebrated your faith.
That's right.
Always. You never been shy about it.
Nope.
You never backed down about it.
Nope.
Even when other people were celebrating other things, y'all stood that ground and talked about your faith.
You look at my Twitter profile, has never changed. Lord, literally, I am a servant to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And it's never going to change because that's who I am. And I'm not going to deny that. And that's the faith that's got me here, got me out of the darkest times in my life. And bless me and my family. Because this is the deal. No matter what you think, anybody who's ever had an addiction, the first thing they tell you is that there has to be a higher power. I mean, whether people believe in God or not, or your definition, this whole thing, but the higher power thing is something that you need to overcome this addiction. And they find any addiction, and they find that the people who don't believe have the heart, they can't overcome. You know what I mean? And this is where we didn't make ourselves. You know what I mean? Yes. You gotta go to you gotta go to the Creator for instructions. You know what I mean? Like, you made me. Please help me with this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The darker times, because you've experienced football on a professional, like acting, television, film. It's so much. How do you balance all of that then, Terry? And when did you? Because there had to be some uncertainty. I mean, come on. This is that industry, where the lights, the camera, the action. It had to be some uncertainty.
You know what's funny? What's taken over right now is the Aaron Hernandez documentary.
Yes, on Netflix.
And I played with guys like that. First of all, Aaron is probably not the first person who's killed someone and played a few more years in the NFL. I'm just be honest with you because, wait a minute, I'm going to be honest. I know I played with gang members. I played with drug dealers. I played with some of the most heinous people you would ever imagine because this is the thing. The NFL rewards that lack of empathy, the fact that you can take somebody's head off and not even stop to take their hand and pick them up. This helps you. You know what I mean? And what people think is the NFL is Disney, but no, it's MMA. It's literally blood, guts. It's as violent as you can get to another human being. I would throw myself into another person at 25 miles an hour, and when they yell and scream because they got hurt, you got to keep going. This stuff, it took me years to get this out of my system. You know what I mean? Like, because you find you could snap on anything. You could do it. It's almost like the military. You know what I'm saying? When you're in the military and you're in the middle of everything and you got to be able to shoot to kill, but that don't work at the grocery store.
Right.
That don't work walking around in school. That doesn't work at home.
With your family. Yeah, with your family.
You know what I mean? It doesn't work. And, man, I had to deprogram who I was. I had to just step back. And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of ball players can't. And a lot of ball players that I played with have committed suicide. They're in jail. One of my good friends, Daryl Henley, got 41 years fed time. You know what I mean? 41 years trying to be a drug kingpin while he was playing in the league. This stuff, it's really stuff that you have to get off you. But then it got me ready for Hollywood.
Right, at the same time.
Wait, no, it got me ready for Hollywood.
Right,
like, you know, you start to understand, okay, this is what it is. It's kill or be killed. And then you go into Hollywood and it's kill or be killed. But I'm going to tell you this, and this is the light. I hit this light that I have to say God showed me this. That competition was the exact opposite of creativity. And mind you, I've been in the most competitive industries you could ever imagine. But what happens is when you compete with another person, it becomes king of the hill. And you fight, you kick, you throw people off the hill, and you standing on there for all of 30 seconds, and someone is there to kick you off. And I realized I can't play this game because you always lose. You know, we determine winners way too early. We're always like, yeah, okay, he won, he got it, but then you go back. I mean, you go a few years in the future, and they all wiped out because they got kicked off the hill. I decided I'm not going to compete. I'm going to be creative. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be the best Terry Crews I can be. I went inward, and literally, that was the secret. That was the thing for me. That was my salvation. I got off the race and just walked up the hill and kept walking. And then people were like, man, you should be doing this and compare yourself to all these guys. I said, nah, I'm going to do comedy. And then when I started doing, they said, well, you should be doing this at this time in your career. I said, no, I'm going to host. And people were like, what? This is crazy. We ain't never had no 240-pound big guy hosting it. I said, I'm going to change it. Because now I'm going to force you to see me in a different light. And I hosted 197 episodes of Millionaire while I was doing Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? The daytime version. Because I had to show you and learn it and try something new.
Yes.
But, man, it was the key. And look, you know, we did 1 year of that. And I wasn't asked back. It was one of those hard hits where you're like, oh, man, it didn't work out. Because what people got to understand is that all these contracts are year to year. All these contracts are renewable. You know what I mean? People think, well, you got a 10-year deal. No. Our people got fired, but you don't. You basically get renewed every
Same here,
time.
Terry, at Sirius, too. It's the same deal.
I'm a peep game on the industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let you know, because if you don't do a good job, they want to replace you.
Right.
And I got replaced, and I was like, oh, what can I do? But you know what? I didn't get. One thing I realized, and this is another thing God showed me. It was crazy. It said, if this doesn't get out of the way, what's better could never come. That changed the whole format for me.
Terry, you gotta let that breathe.
If you don't get this out of the way, what's better, what's best can never come. And that's the way I framed it. I was like, it had to go so what's best could come. And Heather, I'm hosting the biggest talent show in the world. Wait, Daytime Millionaire to AGT, America's Got Talent. And now we're doing the Champions, which is a worldwide competition. And I'm trying to tell you, I'm like, I literally have 3 shows on NBC with the Champions, the regular America's Got Talent, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's crazy.
Terry, why you trying to make people cry up in here? You came here so we can celebrate you today and everything that you're doing, and you sitting up here just filling our spirits, man.
But I'm trying to tell you, listen. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, he missed the positivity. Roll your eyes. No, it's the truth. I'm just telling you the truth. And what happens is, if you let your brain sit, you get weeds. What happens is now in this culture, and I like to call them weeds, because, you know, if you just let your garden just sit there, you let your lawn just sit there, you're going to get stuff growing that you didn't want there. And what happens is weeds look just like flowers. They do. They got little buds on them, and they look like flowers, the whole thing, but it's choking out everything good in your garden. And when you look at social media, you look at this world, people put more clout on anything negative, and what they are weeds. And so every day I have to pluck these weeds out and stick with the truth. Because the truth is, life is good. The truth is, if you see things the way you're supposed to see it, it changes your perspective. The truth is, you should never react. The truth is, you should respond. There's two different ways to go. And I said, man, because when I reacted, that was road rage. When I reacted, somebody was falling down. You know what I mean? When I reacted, I couldn't control myself. But responses are different. Responses are thought about.
Amen.
Responses are, let me find the best way to do this. Let me find how can I respond in the right way. And it changed my life. You know, because growing up in the hood, no reaction.
You know reaction. That's it. 866-801-TALK. Terry Crews is here if you want to talk to him. So when you were going through these transitions, you mentioned 30 years of marriage. Yeah. Your wife had to be right there by your side. We often talk about relationships here. I don't have 30 years in. August will make 19, and I'm learning. Every day, I'm learning every hour. You know, you just learning how to respond properly sometimes. How was that? How did you guys manage during the ups and downs, during the blows? And then how did you manage the overflow sometimes too? Because sometimes when you have so much, checks are coming in after you used to struggling. Then you get these checks every quarter. You like, yo, we can buy this now, or we can do this. How did you guys manage all of that?
You know what's wild? You have to decide which problem you want to have. Now, I've been broke. And that's a lot. That's a problem. Being broke is a big problem. But then being rich is a problem.
There's a problem.
Being rich is a big problem. Having too much is a big problem. Wait, it's deep. Like, I got more problems now than I had when I was broke.
That's
Being
what Biggie said.
Easy. Being broke is easy. Ain't nobody going to ask you for nothing because they know you ain't got it. But when you get everybody expecting you to come in and save their lives, everybody, I've got that call. When you're like, okay, listen, when my mother passed away, I came home, I went back home, and everybody in the whole family was like, okay, you supposed to just fix the whole world for us. And I'm sitting there grieving myself. Yeah. I'm like, my mother is gone, and y'all want me to, they mad at me because I ain't pay everybody's bills. Yep. I couldn't believe it. You got to understand, Heather. I said, this is a problem. But you know what? I decided I'm going to keep having rich problems. The rich problems are still better than the broke problems. You understand what I mean? If we got to choose the one you want. Yeah. Because you're going to have them. So, but I chose, okay, let's do the rich thing. Okay. We're going to do that. But then I had to learn, okay, I had to clean up my circle. I had to wash it. And let me tell you, my wife, during these times.
She's a beautiful woman, man.
She would fill me with so much wisdom. You are never meant to roll through life by yourself because the only way you can really see yourself is through the eyes of somebody else. You know what I mean? Because my wife would be the first one to be like, nope. I remember when there's a story I tell. When I first got a couple jobs in Hollywood, I remember we went to a party and they were handing out cigars. And I had this cigar and I was like, yes, yeah, I made it, y'all. What's up? What? She was like, no, I'm going to be over here. You over there? Stay over there. And I was hurt, like, no, but I made it, girl. She was like, nope. What you going to be? Who you going to be? Because this right here,
that's corny.
I don't want none of that.
For that.
And she would check me right there in the place. She would never even hesitate. And I was like, man, can I get 5 minutes with this thing? She was like, nope. And then I put it down, put the cigar out, stopped the little weird walk. And she was like, there you go.
Back to you.
Hi, Terry. And I was like, man, my wife has never let me get away with none of that crap. And she's always called me on my junk. You know what I mean? And that's where it's like, when you have no one to call you on your junk, you can go into space. You know what I mean? Everything is like, you got so many people like, you awesome, Terry. You amazing. I love you. You just so good. And man, you are gone. You're gone. You're doing the most crazy things. You're out of here. And my wife has kept me grounded. Like you know what I like to call it? She holds my balloon. Because the balloon is my head.
Right.
And I can float off off in there like I'm the greatest in the world. She's like, I got you, Baloo. Come back here. Come back here. That's what grounded is.
Don't let you float off.
Don't
too
let
far.
me float off, and then you find out you're in a place you don't even want to be. And it's so valuable when you find yourself somebody like that, and keep your circle with real people. You see, I don't have an entourage. I don't have. There's not 20 cats running around here. It's literally me and my family, and that's the way we work.
I love it. 866-801-TALK. The amazing Terry Crews is here. We're celebrating him, celebrating his life, getting some jewels from him and celebrating all of he's doing right now. Brooklyn 99 AGT. I have Denise on the line from Baltimore. What's up, Denise?
Hey, how you doing, Terry? I love you. I love you. I love you.
Hey, I love you
and
too.
your wife together,
Yes.
and you look like you're very happy, content. I love you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Man, and you know what? We just needed to keep spreading that vibe of love. We've been talking about, too, social media. I mean, you touched on it really, really quickly about what it can do. One of the things I decided for myself this year that I was going to remove one of my social media apps. It was just consuming too much of my time. Arguing with people that, A, don't know me, and I don't know them either, but I found myself engaged in conversations that I didn't need to be engaged in. I found myself passing judgment on people that I didn't even know based on what they post and what they said. And and they got 140 characters to say it. And I'm deciding who this person is right off of that.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
But that's what was happening.
Listen, you got to understand. This stuff is engineered to get in your brain that way. It's engineered to make you feel like, what am I feeling today? Most of the thoughts you have are not yours. What's crazy, I remember, this is what social media does. You hear a bunch of opinions and thoughts and the whole thing, and all of a sudden, that's in your brain. And you're like, okay, that's me. But it's funny because this is a wild story. I went to China over the holiday. And in Shanghai, there's no Google. You can't Google anybody over there. It's literally it's all censored. So what happens is you really can't get on social media because it's not really that kind of thing.
Wow.
And then you realize that the people over there, they're actually doing things. They're actually working. And what's happening is they're becoming super powerful. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to be censored. I'm not saying we need to do that. But I am saying that censoring yourself, that you have to find ways to say, I'm putting this down. I respect what you just said about putting this social media. I don't keep Twitter on my phone. I literally don't keep it on there. I may go on when I'm I tell myself, when you can go on Twitter when you are at your laptop or whatever, and there's a designated time, or we're doing press and I have to look at it. That's cool. But I found that I was changing. You know what I mean? And I had to stop. I was like, I can't handle it. I'm 51 years old.
Yeah.
How can these 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds handle this stuff?
I don't know. That's what I wanted to ask you. How do you deal with it with your kids? And how are you managing social media in your household and all of what would you say to parents?
Well, I bet, first of all, we definitely limit the apps. We also have a time and a place where we say, everybody check your phones. It's like I put plugs in there and everything. I was like, you can charge them all up, but at this time of day, boom, no more phones at all. And we keep them in a box right there in the kitchen, and we have it all plugged in. We shut it down. I found out my kids weren't sleeping. They were in there in the room doing their stuff, and and they all tired for school. And I'm like, hey, what happened? I found out that they've been all night on social media. And listen, you are 13, 14, 15. That is so damaging. You can't do it. First of all, for me, I had to learn, as I do this intermittent fasting stuff. So the big thing for me is that I don't start eating till 2 and then I stop at 10. But the restriction is not about the weight or not about exercise. It's a spirit. It's spiritual. Whereas everything that was within your grasp is not meant to be in your hand. You have to tell yourself no. The practice is telling yourself no. And so I'm trying to teach these kids, let's discipline ourselves. We have to say, okay, for this time, we can get on social media, and then when it's done, we're over. Or don't go here, don't go there. I had a pornography addiction. I had to learn, this is the thing that are proper, and this, I can never go here. I can never do that. And when you find that, that's where freedom is. Through the discipline, through that self-discipline, you can be really free. But it's wild because we're teaching each other to really just do everything. Remember
rules.
when TV went off? I remember that. I'm old enough when TV was done.
I remember that too.
You
When
know what I mean?
those little rainbow stripes
That's
used to
it.
come down.
That's
it was,
it.
I don't know what it was just down. And that
Ain't
was
no
it.
more TV.
Yeah. Or that
Now-
log used to come on.
Now you can get everything anytime, all that. But you have to learn. If you don't learn how to be self-disciplined, it's gonna be a hard world.
I have Garan, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly on the phone from California. Hey, G, how you doing? You just went to G that quick.
How you doing, Heather?
I'm doing great. Say what's up to Terry. He's here hanging
What's
out.
up?
Oh, of course. That's who I called to talk to, other than you.
What's
But,
up?
You know what? Nothing much, man. Hey, I just want to thank you for that master class on the acting business. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not where you are, but I'm doing some things, and a lot of the things that you mentioned about just the attitude, being in touch with a higher power, and also limiting your social media. Man, those are the things that I'm doing already.
That's it.
And the mindset. You know what? The mindset is once I get there, I'm preparing myself mentally for when I experience some success.
That's it.
And the things that you're saying are right on time, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. How do you pronounce your name? Is Garan or what is it?
It's Gyron.
Gyron.
Just like Byron with a G.
Gyron. Okay, thank you, Gyron. I appreciate that. I know this is the fastest show in radio. I'm getting the signal. Terry does have to go, and we have to sign off. You already have an open door policy whenever you come.
I love you, Heather.
I
You're
love
the best.
you too.
You're the
too.
best.
You are the best.
And I'm sorry for your loss. I am, for real.
It's been tough. It's been tough. I was saying earlier too. I lost both of my parents. And I lost my mom in 2016, lost my dad last year. And I said, these 40s are rough, man. Yeah. Like you coming into this place where you finally feel like you got your little bit of credit together and you got in this groove, your checks are coming in, you paying off your mortgage and doing this stuff, but then you losing. That circle around you is getting smaller and smaller for reasons you can't control.
Right.
And it gets tough. And it's just like, how do I stay balanced? And God just spoke to me this morning and said, I have not failed you and I never will.
That's right.
And you got to keep moving forward. So thank you for coming in here today, not knowing what we spoke about and giving us this energy and this confirmation. Y'all support my friend and my brother, Terry Crews, Brooklyn 99, AGT. He is here, y'all, with love. Support his family.
Love you
we
guys.
love
Thank
you so much.
Heather.
Man, Terry,
Thank you.
how can they reach you outside of here?
Just at Terry Crews.
At Terry Crews
on
website,
all the stuff. The website, all that.
Let them reach you up. Mina, how about you?
So Mina on Instagram, it's AMINAAA_.
Yes. Stephanie.
At Steph Buschetta, that's BUSCETTA.
Can you say hi to Stephanie's mom? Because she listens to the show. Her mom is listening right now.
Hi, Stephanie's mom. How you doing?
T-Mac.
Tramel MC on Instagram.
Okay, cousin Raheem, since the Terry Crews is here, give out your social. Now he all shine.
Raheem Gardner on Facebook and Instagram, RAHEEM, and last name GARDNER.
Yeah.
All nervous. You hear that nervousness right there?
He already on camera, though. He good. He on camera.
I'm at the Happy Hour, WHB. I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Of course, I love Urban View.